Kate Moyer here with the Mom Boss Mentor, and today I want to talk about vendor events, okay? And I'm not talking about that icky person in the mall handing and trying to tell you that you need their new eye cream, okay? I'm not talking about that style of vendor event, but I am talking about the vendor events that you are probably going to experience some point in time in your network marketing career as you want to grow your business. You can do these online, and you can also do these in person at your local fair, or your local campground, or wherever, local hall, community center, you name it. I have probably been at one like that. All right. They are very common, but I will tell you, there is some vendors who will leave the event with $0 and say that they failed, that it was a waste of time or a waste of energy, that it was just worthless. Okay. And I got to tell you, that comes with mindset. There are some that will leave with tons of sales and tons of contacts and say this was the worst event ever too, right? Because if you go into a vendor event without a purpose or a focus, you are going to end up leaving feeling like it was not worthwhile. So when I go to a vendor event, I really like to put on with my lens, what am I hoping to achieve? If I invest X amount of dollars and X amount of hours, okay, so say it's $25 for 5 hours on a Saturday morning at the local campground, half an hour from my house. So that's 6 hours of my time. And the cost of $25 is not really the issue. The issue is making it worthwhile to say no to my family, to have fun with them on a Saturday morning, to work my business. If I'm sitting behind the table in a chair on my phone, making zero eye contact, talking to zero people, and just praying that someone will walk up and buy everything on my booth, then it is a failure. Because guess what? You're not approachable, you're not relatable, you're not engaging, your energy is super low, okay? And you seem like very standoffish. Whereas if you are in front of the table or beside the table and you're having a great time complimenting people as they walk by, you've got an amazing display set up that's very simple and pleasing to the eye with focus so that people can identify immediately, yes, this is something I want to try, or yes, this is something I want to look at, or oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. What do you have to offer? Then that's a success, because really it's an avenue for you to connect with new people, build new relationships, get people onto your email list, get maybe a few new customers, or have a conversation about the opportunity authentically. Okay, so it's an avenue to meet people that you normally wouldn't meet in your day-to-day life. It's an opportunity to build connection and relationships with people that your paths probably would have never crossed before. Okay, but also it could be a great way to connect with your existing customers, because you could say, oh my gosh, this Saturday I am at this location from this to this time, and I know a lot of you have been wanting to touch and feel or taste my product, so come on down, and if you do, I've got a draw for you. Okay, so having a draw for them to fill out, that you can get their information, they enter to win a gift card or a sample product or a discount or whatever it is that you want to give away as the prize, is part of the perks too, to give some, to get some, right? Give something to them, or an entry to win by getting their data to be able to drip on them further and continue that relationship building off-site. Okay, so I love to keep my setup simple. I like to keep it attractive. I like to have a focus. So am I focusing on one particular solution based on the type of client I'm most likely to see at that event? Or am I looking at samples or a taste test or a contest? Like, what are your focus? Okay, what is your focus? What is going to make it worth your while? Are you going to not leave until you have 5 contacts? That may mean you go into all the other booths and talking to them because the event is dead. Are you going to consider it a success if you get one sale that covers the cost of your table? Then that's a successful event. Are you going to consider it a success because you sold enough to cover the price of your table? Then that is also an event that is successful. Are you going to decide that it's successful because you got to connect and see at least 5 of your existing customers that chose to come down on that day at that time to that event to see you? I can tell you multiple vendor events. I have built relationships on Instagram or Facebook after the event, or by text or by email, that eventually they became a teammate, a customer, or a hostess, or whatever it is that I was selling. Okay. So you don't know where the relationships will grow into, but the key is to put yourself out there so you have the opportunity to build that relationship. Okay. So if you've done vendor events, go ahead and put your top takeaway in the comments. What's one must have? One must have like insight about that made it successful for you? Okay. And if you've never done it, what's holding you back from it? I would love to hear it. And if you want, connect with me on social media. I am Kate Moyer. I would love to connect with you and hear your experience or your stories or your fears when it comes to vendor events. And I say, just give it a shot. Okay, just give it a shot. You never know unless you try, or make an effort to go and see a few vendor events first and kind of take a look at people's booths and see like, oh, I like that booth, or oh, I like that setup, or wow, I really enjoyed how she had her giveaway here on her table, or I really loved to how she was dressed for success, or how he had this display, or how he approached me and complimented me. Kind of take note instead of going there to shop. Okay, I want you to go and kind of pick up little like nuggets, and then come home and kind of draft up like, what type of vendor would you want to be? What type of vendor experience do you want to have? And which event is going to fit you and your market the best? Okay, so not everything is one size fits all. If it's mostly crafters and you sell something that is super expensive, and from a network marketing, it may not go over as great, or it may be perfect. If you've got an event coming up and you use the vendor event to invite and encourage people to come out, maybe that was worthwhile. I can tell you, I planned a little bingo event one time. It was during wing night. It was free. It was a free event. You just had to make sure you bought wings or something to eat at the local restaurant. And I used the vendor event to promote that event. And I had a lot of customers come out that I have never connected with. I was able to build a relationship. I was able to captivate their attention with my product. And guess what? I had business and teammates for years because of that one vendor event that fed into an actual in-person event that they got to like, know, and trust me further and see the product in my presentation style versus them just kind of walking by like as a window shopper. Okay. So vendor events can be a great way to feed a new group into something so that from that something you can continue the relationship. Okay. So see the magic happening there. Okay. So that's just another approach or another idea for those that struggle with vendor events and never make a connection. Okay. Have an amazing day. I cannot wait to hear from you and what you're going to do differently next time for your vendor event.